Today, I'm gonna give you some inside secrets to what Booty Lab by Becca app looks like. So if you're joining me for my 30-day challenge, you are on workout B. So I'm gonna break down all the movements, which is 6 movements in the workout. If you have not joined us, follow along, go through this workout. You're gonna love it and you're gonna wanna join us. So let's start with the first thing, which is a single leg glute bridge. So you're gonna start on your back, okay? Back is flat to the floor, one knee is into the chest, you're pressing through that heel. So notice I can touch my heel. So kind of get it in tight. You're gonna press through that heel, squeeze, pause at the top, not arching your back at all. Take your time, I love to pause so I can really get that glute activation through these reps. If you are a beginner, start with 10 reps. The reps are 10 to 20 of these. If you're more advanced, you can go up to 20. You can also add a weight or a band to those to make them a little harder, okay? Second movement is gonna be your hollow hold. So this is gonna be a core activation movement. It's harder than you think it is. So what I want you to do is really focus on keeping your back as flat as you can to the floor and breathing. A lot of people like to hold their breath during core exercises. You gotta breathe. So come down on your back, press your back into the floor. I like to start with my legs and arms up. I slightly elevate my head, and then I'm gonna open out my arms and legs only enough to where my back is pressed into the floor, okay? If you are going out and your back is coming up like this, defeats the purpose of the core exercise. So really press that back into the floor, okay? That one's gonna be for time. All right, next section of the exercises are the squats. We're gonna go into a body weight squat. I don't care how low you can go in a squat. What I do care about is your form, okay? So you do what you can do with the best form. So what's good form for a squat? Well, you're gonna have your knees pressed out. So I'm gonna rotate my knees out. So I'm activating those glutes, okay? I'm gonna keep my chest as upright as I can as I start to come back into a squat. Knees are out. Squeeze my glutes to the top, okay? I'm gonna show you from the side. Okay, knees are out. I'm gonna press my hips back, keep my chest upright, come back, squeeze my glutes at the top, okay? You're gonna do those for 10 to 20 reps. If you're a beginner, really focus on getting up to 20 reps before you add a band or add any weight, okay? Beginners need to learn to build that volume slowly, so you don't need to jump right into weights. You are doing progressive overload just by adding reps each week, okay? Next thing we're gonna go into is a seated band row. So you're gonna need a longer band for this. If you do have a mini band and it's got a lot of stretch, you can use that too. So you're gonna have a seat on the floor. You're gonna put this band around your feet. If you want more resistance, either choke up on it or you can double up the band if you like. Whichever one you choose. What I care about is that you have good posture, so I'm gonna kind of turn to the side a little bit. So you wanna keep upright, and you also wanna make sure you get full range of motion. I see people do this all the time, and they're like pulling the band, and you're shrugging your shoulders, your neck, you're not really maintaining good form. So you wanna squeeze those shoulders back, core nice and tight. I'm pulling the band, it's coming all the way to the side of my chest. I'm able to maintain that with a pause. So pulling, pause. If you can't do that, no worries. Just loosen up the band a little bit so you can get into a position where you can get there. See? There you go. All the way out, pulling. Good. All right, next section is gonna be a seated band abduction. If you followed me for a while, you've done these before. You're gonna have a seat. You don't have to sit on something. You can sit on the floor if you choose. I prefer to sit on a box or a chair or something when I do these. So, band's gonna go above the knee. I see these done wrong a lot because people wanna flare their feet open when they're pressing, okay? You wanna try to maintain your feet as flat as you can. You can choose to go wide. You can choose to go narrow. Doesn't matter. You just wanna try to keep your feet relatively flat as you press your knees out. So I tend to fill in with a little bit about hip width apart. I like that best for me. Some people feel it way better when they have a wide stance. whatever works for you, okay, as long as you're feeling this in your glutes. The last movement is gonna be a side plank, okay? I think side planks are really unutilized because they're a great exercise for your obliques, but it's also total body. You're in a side plank. Your shoulders working, your upper back's working, your obliques, you're squeezing your glutes and your legs, so it's a lot of things happening there. So that's why I love a side plank so much. So you're gonna get into this position. I'm gonna show you two because if you're not, more advanced, then you're gonna need a little bit of a modification. It's okay to start in a modified position and then work your way up through the time, and then you can always go into the harder one. So let's start with the first one. So first one, I'm gonna have a bent knee, okay? Everything is aligned here. My hip, my elbow, my shoulder, one straight line. I'm gonna lift up, I'm gonna squeeze my glutes. Everything is in line, my chest is open, okay? Try to keep a neutral neck as you can, not like hanging out like this, okay? Keeping everything tight. All right, second, if you're a little more advanced, you can go into this one, okay? So up, squeezing, everything's locked out, good, and holding that position. All right, ladies, give these 6 exercises a try. I'm gonna list below the reps and let me know what you think.